Sorry about that, YouTubers. I didn't have the button selected, so it never did go live. What's up, Henry? Mommy's not in here, Henry. I don't know where she is. Go get her, buddy. Go get her, Henry. Okay. Yada-dee, la-da-dee. Yes, this is an interesting thing. Hey, Osbeck. Morning, Andy. The Australian South Australia drone flyer. That's a lot of words, bud. How you doing today? You guys are going into spring. We're coming into fall and winter, but we don't get snow here in Alabama, so that's a good thing. The Northeast got plastered with snow. They have a mess on their hands. Yeah, not many folks in just yet. It's a Friday afternoon. Not a good time. Not a good time. But I figured I'd try it in the PM. I missed Mr. Crawley earlier. I tried to get back in time, but by the time I got back, he'd ended it. The doctor took quite a bit of my day up today for my wife. That's just the way it goes. Studying up on my train controller a little bit. So what's up down there in Australia? Did you fly today? That's right. Whole day ahead. 23C. Well, if zero's 30, yeah, that's pretty warm. Definitely flyable weather. It was 0C here earlier today. It's up quite a bit now. Hey, RC Funds. Hello. How's it going? Let me adjust this. You don't see quite so much sky. That's a little better. Too much of the room. Well, that's okay, Andy. You can't just do it all the time. Probably wouldn't be very healthy. Mm. Hey, Valerina. Hang on a second there, girl. Let me get you a blue spanner. I know you won't come in, Val, because I guess you read the rules. I don't know what they are. I know Mars and I thought it was okay to do that because I've never been banned, but he had been. But I understand you got your ammunition I sent you. I thought that was kind of interesting last night. What I meant earlier was don't share that with anybody but you and Roger, and maybe Ruland. But I thought that was awful interesting, and I just had to do a snippet real quick because I have a feeling those two groups that I told you about will be very interested in seeing that. Very interested in seeing that. Especially the one that's down in Florida. But anyway, we miss you, Garrel. We sure do. I'm sorry, that just wasn't right. Hey, you got a nice dinner out of it last night, though. Your girlfriend took care of you. That was a nice thing to do. It was a good, proper thing to do. Well, Roger had calmed down a little bit today. He was a mess last night, and I'm sure you were too. So, hey, Blizzard, how's it going, big guy? That noise you hear in the background, guys, I've got a small problem with one of my cars. That first one behind the train there that you can see as it goes by real quick. One of the trucks on it is a little stiff. And I finally got it loosened up enough that it'll go around the track without derailing. So I'm letting it run. I can slow it down a little bit so it won't make as much noise. I'm just trying to run it around the track and get the truck exercised so it wears in. Now that may be noisier. I'm not sure. Hopefully I'm not hearing too much of that. Yeah, you weren't there today when Roger shut down, Val. He was going to get with Rulin, and they're going to make a final decision. He'll announce on the morning show whether or not they're going to continue to do that Saturday night thing or not. I guess they're going to bounce back and forth on, the problem that happened, and it could happen again, and people don't want to take a chance. Because that was low rent. That's about the only way I know how to describe it. It was low rent. Yeah, I think they should too. That's their decision. It's not mine. I don't know. I don't have a Facebook because of all the drama that I had on my Facebook, and now it seems like they're starting to have drama here. Hopefully, it'll blow over within our little group, and that other little group can just go do their own thing, and that'll help. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. They should. Well, that's what the book says. You have to forgive. Uh, that's the thing it says. But I'm a big believer in what goes around comes around, because the book also says, do unto me as you would have me do unto you. Well, you've been done unto. So, hey, Dr. Fish. Hey, welcome, buddy. Yeah, by all means, while you're in here, guys, check each other's channels out and support each other. If you haven't already, go in there and subscribe and ring people's bells. We like to hear bells ring. Oh, speaking of bells, I don't know if it's going to be loud enough when it comes by, but this dang thing's actually got a bell. Probably have to get pretty close to hear that. Yeah, this is just one of the paths, one of the trials that gets put before somebody. And you've got to find the right path through it. I understand RC funds. I'm trying to stay that way, but yeah, after I found out what happened and after what I saw last night, I just couldn't stay neutral anymore. I just hope the 3 months goes fast for you, Val, or that you win your argument with them, because I know you can get a hold of them and make your case. So maybe that'll work out. Hello, Harper Lee. Henry won't come because Mama's home and she's up. So Henry's in the other end of the house. You know, I didn't see J&C fishing except in the, I don't know if she was in the AM or not. I think it was last night was the last time I saw J&C fishing. I was wondering if they were going to fish today, but I didn't see any broadcasts. Harper Lee, come on, come visit. Come on, come on, come on. Come here, baby. Harper Lee, that's no way to be. You little snoot. Dogs are so funny. Yeah, he was on the morning show because Teresa's sleeping when I get up in the morning and do that. He was on the morning show and growling and fighting and all kinds of nasty stuff. And Mars came on. That was kind of fun having Mars on the show. Slippery. How's the UK? It is the UK, right? I didn't accidentally move you somewhere, did I? I just noticed. I'm thinking that car may not be completely on its trucks. It looks like it leans to one side. I'll have to check it out later. But it is definitely staying on the track. It's been running for an hour now and hasn't fallen off. Well, it got up to 56 here. It'll start dropping soon. Yeah, Twerky's a lot of fun, but I'll tell you who I want to get on is the guy I told Twerky he needs to partner up with, and that's iSpike. Can you imagine the two of them running a show down there like Roger and Kim run here? Oh my God. The whole country would be rolling on the floor. Yeah, it had to come, Slippery, sooner or later. Well, I'd say we finally got a little bit warmer, still cool, but a little bit warmer, and the sun is out. But the ground has not dried up enough for me to go down there and look for my wizard yet, and I'm hoping maybe tomorrow. iSpike, I don't know what he's on, but boy, he's got more energy than anybody his age. He just lights up the room. Richard and Janet, hello. How are things in Orlando? Yeah, that car is definitely leaning to the side. I'm going to have to figure out why. Tell you what, I'm going to let it get a breather, turn it off, or stop it. Oh, that wasn't good. Now I don't know what I did. There we go. It's just. Well, it's just idling. At least it's not making as much noise. Yeah, you got a little cool weather. Just don't want none of that rain with it. We had rain all week until today. My driveway was under about 1.5 inches of water. I mean, you can still drive on that, but it's just not fun to look at. My truck's got mud all up over the running bars and everything. Ooh, I know how to shut this off real quick. There we go. Now it's shut off, but it's still got power. Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, I was a little disappointed yesterday. I tried to make a film with a older Polaroid cube camera, and none of the sound came out on it. So I got to check the camera out and find out why it doesn't have any sound. It's got a microphone, but either I'm doing something when I try to start it, or I don't know. I got good video out of it, but no sound. I tried to change the train track today and put it in a reverse loop, but didn't quite do it right, I guess, because it didn't have any power in the reverse loop. You take care, Val. Get back to work, girl. Get to feeling better, okay? Yeah, I almost got that one done, but when I played back the video, there was no sound, and I thought maybe I did something wrong, but I think the camera's microphone may be kaput. Yeah, that's why I've been doing it. My dad always put a Lionel up around the tree at Christmas, and when I ran into Richard Thomas, that was the bug I didn't need to get, because I don't know if you've got Richard subscribed or not, but Richard Thomas has a fantastic layout that he's been working on, and it's in his living room. That'll never happen here, but it's in his living room, and he's got all kinds of ballasting done, roads, bridges, streams, everything, just gorgeous. And his is N gauge. It looks like HO, but it's N gauge. So I went with N gauge, and I've got a just under 3 foot by 8 foot table that my layout sits on. The next thing I want to start saving up for, well, two things. Kato, who is the best track manufacturer as far as I can find out, and that's what I've been buying is Kato track. They make an electric crossing that runs off of track power. It's got the 2 gates to come down to stop the car from going over the crossing, and it's got 2 little straight sections about that long that have a micro switch in them that senses the train. And you put them on either side of the switch, however far down the track you want them. And when the train comes by it, the gates come down, the bells ring, the lights flash, the train goes through, and when the engine or when the last car goes over the last switch, the gates come back up. It's really cool. But yeah, Richard Thomas, just check his site out. He deserves to have some more followers. He's got a fantastic layout. He had been doing a lot of lives, and I haven't seen one recently, so I hope he's okay. So much enough about Richard. How y'all doing? Hopefully everybody's having a good time down around wherever they're at. Yeah, this is going to be my winter thing. This will definitely be my winter project. We'll be working on this kind of stuff. Hopefully the fields will dry out tomorrow, and I'll be able to go look for the Wizard. I need to get that thing back. I just got it to where it was flying really good and lost orientation, and it got too far away, and I couldn't figure out which way it was back, so I just landed it, probably in a tree. Yeah, we needed a break from the heat. This has been a really hot summer down south. It was a little chilly this morning, 30 degrees. Had to turn on the heater for the dog that lives outside. And the one dog that likes to stay out at night and refuses to come and stay in her kennel didn't give me no guff last night. She came running in there and went straight in her kennel and lay down on her blanket with, I'll just stay here tonight. So she ain't stupid. Oh, I wish Val was still here. Hey, buddy. Hey, what's up? Look what I got. And I can't. What the day is your leg, buddy? What kind of clipping is that? That looks horrible. Yeah, 48's just about right. That's where we were the night before last for about 2, maybe 3 nights. And then all of a sudden last night she dropped the bottom out of it and it went right down to 30. But it was up to 56 by noon, so that's a decent temperature. I wish I could find someplace where it dropped down to like 48, 50 every night and get no higher than 75 every day. That would be perfect. Droning about. Hey, big guy, how you doing? How's the family? Hmm. Ooh. Well, I'm assuming you mean it's Friday, not dry day. I was going to say, if it's a dry day, you need to get out and fly. Well, glad to hear that. I bet them little ones are anxious for that big round guy to come. You know, the guy in the fuzzy suit or the red suit with the fuzzy collars. Yeah, that auto type or auto correct or whatever they call it, they'll get you every time, man. I have typed some words that I didn't even know existed and still can't figure out what they meant after it got done with them. Yeah, I miss those days when the kids were just, I mean, hell, I'm excited about it too. But I mean, when you see the little kids and they just, I got to go see Santa and tell him what I want. And it's just great. Great time of year. As long as they don't forget the real reason for the season. Hmm. Yeah, amen to that. Yeah, I finally decided to study up the book on my controller a little bit. I figured out the basics. Now I want to learn the more advanced stuff. Yeah, they came in for a split. Uh, Val's actually at work. She was on a break and had time, and she popped in to say hi. And I guess Slippery was pretty much the same. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, we had a pretty good Veterans Day last weekend. We really did. A lot of good things were done in the area for vets, and it was one of the better ones. I'm one of the lucky ones. I don't need a whole lot of help. But man, there's some of my pals out there that just, boy, they need a lot of help. And the VA here is pretty good about it. But the DAV, the Disabled American Veterans, they're the ones that really pull for the vets around here. The VA, it's okay. But the DAV really works hard with our vets. I actually ran into some guys that were flying the border in Germany the same time I was there. And I ran into them in Walmart, of all things. What are the chances of running into 3 guys that were in Germany the same exact time you were doing the same exact job, but you never ran into one another? And then all of a sudden you meet them in Walmart 40 years later. Well, 30 years later. James Ward, good morning or hello again. PM now, I guess. Well, that's good to hear. I mean, ours isn't terrible, but it could be a whole lot better. We have 2 hospitals, one in Tuskegee and one in, well, actually 3. There was one in Montgomery, and then the really big one is up in Birmingham. And they do okay. But, you know, we used to have a hospital right here on the post I work on, and it's no longer a hospital. It's a clinic. And they do have some things there for vets, but some are on a limited basis. Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. 9 p.m. Woo! Man, you are way ahead of me. Oh, cool. Yeah, I never made it to Korea. I did 2 tours in Germany. First one flying the border, and the second one, the wall had come down, so there wasn't any border anymore. Oh, Henry's trying to sneak up on me. Yeah, he can't be caught. That's one fast little booger right there. Oh, really? 30 minutes south. I'm trying to think of what town do they live in? 616. Hello. How's it going, buddy? Well, let me try my little thing out so it's ready in case I go into somebody's stream later tonight. Yep, it's ready. It works. Welcome in, 616. If you guys see an announcement for somebody else's stream that we know, let me know, because I don't know what the schedules are. I just kind of look and see if there's anybody from the hub on, and if they're not, then I go on. Oh, okay. So they don't live in a, so they're way out south or away from Birmingham, but in the country. That's a good place to be. That's for sure. That's a good spread down here. Mine's only 5, and it's more than I can take care of. Wrap up the day. Start the weekend. Yeehaw. Mr. Crawley, I tried like the Dickens to get back in time for your live, and I missed it. And when I went there to watch it, I couldn't leave a comment. I don't know what's up with that, but I gave it a thumbs up. But now let me ask you, Sean, do you want to do Monday through Friday, the 6:30 or a 6 o'clock in the morning show until Roger and Kim come on? Because I will gladly bow out, let you have that, and then I'll just come in and visit. But you got to make sure you want to do all those days. And then I'll just do Saturday and Sunday. Those are the easiest for me because I'm home most of those Saturdays and Sundays. Whoop. No, I know Grumman. Yeah, you probably did spell it wrong, but that's okay. Oh, cool. What time are you going to do it? Because I mean, when I talk about coming on Saturday, I'm talking about from 6:30 in the morning till 8 o'clock when Roger comes on. Oh, what the hell just came on my TV? Hang on. I got to get that off the TV. There we go. I watch Cowboys before I watch that stuff. Doing pretty good, 616. Okay, so like probably in the afternoon, early afternoon. Yeah. I hope they do the night movie thing. Roger's going to let us know in the morning if he's going to do it or not. That seems to be the thing that caused the controversy with Val and the flag on Val to come up. I don't know. I don't like the drama, so I'm not going to talk about all of that in here. Hey, my man, Drone Worship. How you doing, buddy? Okay, just let me know, Sean. Yeah, it's well, your time, it's actually 7:30 to 9 o'clock because I'm in Central. But yeah, if you want to do 6:30 to 9 your time, that's fine too. That's a whole hour before I came on. Yeah, don't worry about it, droning. You don't want to be in this loop. Okay, honest. You don't want to be in this loop. Uh, it just, let's just say, somewhat of a little ticking bomb went off the other day, and now Val can't stream for 3 months. Dan, would you like to come in and visit, or are you busy? Yeah, evidently the flag was dropped on something that was done in the movies, and therefore Roland and Roger were talking today, and they'll let us know in the morning if they're even going to do that anymore. Because I mean, they don't want flags dropped on them either, and that's all I know about it. Okay, let me see what I can do. You know, let me try something because this worked the other day. No, that won't work. I have to go to my AOL. I will be right back, guys. Won't be gone long at all. I hope. Come down here to Hangouts. Go in here. Come on, buddy. Hit details. That's Roger. Back in the Hangouts. And hit details. There we go. I got you. And now come back into Hangouts. And put that right there. Mail's on the way there, Dan. Well, it's not gone for sure, droning. It's just that Roger said he would make a decision tonight after talking with Ruland, and he would let everybody know tomorrow morning on the show. Yeah, it's a long story, 616, and I'm not going to get into the drama right now. Just suffice to say, she got a strike. She can't stream for 3 months. She can appeal. I don't know what'll happen.
There are things to learn from this, and I want to make it super clear. I'm a neutral party in all of this. I love both sides. I just want success for everybody, as you know. Okay. Sorry if I'm really bright. I'm driving into the sun right now. But
Cool
I
shades.
just want to, huh? Can you hear me?
Cool shades.
Thank you. I just want to say there are things to be learned from this. And I think the biggest one is don't show other people's videos on your channel. Just don't do it.
Bingo.
It's not worth it. It's not worth the time and the hassle. If somebody has an issue with it, it's not worth it. Okay. There's a reason why I told everyone to stop doing that like 7 months ago, especially after Roland got hit. I warned Roland not to do it. I told him somebody might have a problem with it. Nobody listened. Roland got his first strike. Do not show other people's content on your channel. It is not your place unless you have absolute permission from them. Okay. And when I say permission, I mean you need documentation. You need to send them a message and they need to reply to it so that you have that in case it happens, because then you can submit that, right? You can submit that to YouTube when it goes under review. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha, buddy.
So
Totally understand.
yeah, it's one of those things. It's a very touchy nature, you know. Sorry, I'm waiting for this bus to move on here.
Toot your horn, buddy. That's what's for. Toot that horn.
Kids. Yeah. There's kids out here, and make sure everybody's staying safe.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness! Look who's
Jeep
coming to
Willies.
visit.
Jeep Willies.
Willie's Jeep.
1951, 52 Jeep Willies, it looks like. So, yeah, man. I do try to teach those lessons, man. I just feel like a lot of people don't listen when I give advice. It sucks, but I can tell you there are two parties that will never be friends again after this. So it's a hard learning curve for everybody, I think, but it happened. So
Yeah,
you know,
I have a feeling it's not just two parties. I think it's going to end up being two groups of three or more.
I'm shutting it down now. I'm just telling everyone to walk. Just take the strike, move on with life. You
There you
know,
go.
that don't because I promise you, going after another person's channel causes more problems for you in the end. Because then you can get turned into eBay for a whole bunch of sinister things, and you'd be surprised how bad it can really get for you. So there are times when you just have to swallow your pride and walk away from a situation.
I understand.
I've had to do it twice on my channel now, and I don't I that's this is the reason. And everybody thinks I got kind of distant from everybody, and I'm not doing things the same way I was. That's because of stuff like this. I've learned it's not worth my time. I can be friends with you guys. I can talk to you on a friendly basis. We can communicate in the comment section. But as far as making friends on YouTube now, I have to put a kibosh to that just because anytime you get enough people together and everybody's all happy and hunky dory with each other, as soon as some little thing pops off like this, then it causes animosity, hatred. You know what I'm saying? For no real reason, and it just spawns from there. I just watch it build until it becomes a major issue.
Yeah, and it's just petty. I'm telling you,
It
it's just
is.
petty shit.
It is. But
You know?
on both sides, it's not just one side. On
Oh, I
both sides,
understand.
I think
Yeah.
I think I think there's a lot to be gained from this situation and a big learning curve for everybody. Just, don't get too close with people. That's the whole thing. I think a lot of us have learned through watching other people's channels what happens when you get too close to other people. You can't, I hate to say it, but it's really hard to trust people that you meet on the internet. It really is. Because you never
Yeah.
know. You never know how they are mentally. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Like I've met a couple YouTubers and I've luckily had success. I've had a great time. We met Eric Harris, we met Rich Thornton, we met Noble Digger, Grex Whirlybird. I met quite a few YouTubers now, through them watching my channel, hanging out, Craig, Squappy's Drones. So I have met quite a few people, and every interaction has been solid so far, but there's always that one opportunity for it to go sour. You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly right. Hey, Mr. Crawley, have a good night. Rodney, welcome. And Ron Leland, I have given you a spanner.
So, am I still the friendly guy? Yes. But
Hell
do
yeah,
I
man.
do I cater to everyone like I used to, man? Bringing everyone into the shows and doing all that stuff? No, I don't. I have my close friends that I've chosen and picked that I allow to even stream on my channel. I have a couple buddies now that are allowed to stream on my channel if they want to. They've got all my information. They could delete my entire channel if they want to. I've given them that ability. So, my control of my channel is in the hands of two other people that I really trust. That's saying something there. It really is.
Yeah, good friends when you can
So,
trust them that much.
but yeah, man. So, like I said, walk away with this as a learning curve. This is a great lesson for everybody. Instead of seeing it as a negative thing, let's try to see it as a positive thing. In a sense. Now everyone has an understanding of what you should and shouldn't do.
No, droning, it's not Roger and Val. It's somebody else. I'll let Roger and Val tell you about it. All I can
We're
tell
not.
you is she
Yeah,
got a strike, but not from Roger.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna. That's up to everyone. Like I said, I'm remaining a neutral party in this. Okay. It's. I've talked to both sides now. Each side obviously has their own story. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's. It's. it's one of those things where if you're not involved, don't get yourself involved. Just these guys all either need to sit down and talk about it themselves, or they carry on the way they're going, or they just walk away. Those are really the three decisions that can be made here. So I know which one's going to work out the best for everybody. Whether they choose to listen to me or not is something totally different.
Yeah, if they just put it behind them and let it go, they'll be a lot better off in life.
I have had to do that, like I said, numerous times on my channel. Just put it behind me and walk away. I did it with Hubson. I hated it, but I put it behind me and walked away. I still talk about it. I still, but do I go after the company anymore? No. Do I, flame all of their products? No. I did flame the whatever that new one is coming out. That's only because I know it's cheap. People think it's amazing now until parts start to break because they put
Leland
cheap
wants to know
components
where
in.
you're at, that you have sun. He's in Tampa, buddy. He's down in Florida, the Sunshine State.
Brother, it's hot here, man. Actually, today is we've had 2 cold days. It got down to 47 last night, and I think tonight's going to be in the 30s. And then all of a sudden, we're going to spike back up to 78-degree weather and lows in like the 60s. This is our weird time where we kind of transition between cold and hot. So as you can see right now, I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. It's because it's a little cool today. So I think it's like 65 right now. And that's cool. I know you guys don't think so, but when your blood thins out in Florida, that becomes cool weather to you. When it gets down into the 30s and 40s at night, you don't even want to go outside your door. You're like, oh my God, what happened?
Well, the thing that got me this morning, I got up and started my stream, and I turned on the little weather information. It's not the Weather Channel, but the weather information said the low last night was 37.
Right.
The high today is expected to be 57. The current temperature is 30. And this was at 5:30 in the morning. So I guess that's the new day.
Oh my. Oh my.
I don't know how it got to 30 at 5 o'clock in the morning if it didn't go through it at night.
Yeah, so Leland, if you were wondering, I've got palm trees where I'm at, man, if you can see that.
Gorgeous.
So, yeah, man. We're in palm tree nation here. I'll tell you what, though, the palm tree effect wears off really quickly. Really quickly.
Yeah, the fascination goes away after about 3 or 4 days for me.
Yeah. Once you see palm trees, and then you realize they have no purpose other than to look tropical. They're just there. They don't do anything. They don't provide you with any shade. All those movies where you see people getting shaken down with a palm frond, that's baloney. Those things don't cause any air. There's no person sitting there. Oh, I had to dab on this little kid. He just wanted me to dab on him. Sorry.
I watched the monkey one, by the way. Left you like.
I got to tell you, man. I caught it, and nobody else caught it. I'm like, he dabbed. I don't care what anybody thinks. He totally dabbed. It was a secretive dab. You can see it physically. He looked right at me, and then he was like, bam, he hit the dab. And I was like, oh, a monkey just dabbed on me. That's amazing. Yes, the chimp did dab. I don't know who taught him that, but I'm fairly certain he was he did a dab. Whether it was intentional or not, or he was reenacting something he's seen, he definitely dabbed on me.
Yeah, he was mimicking something he saw a human do to him.
Yeah. So I was hoping that I could get him to dab back and forth. But no. Couldn't get him to do it again.
That's the way it goes. I know my pets, every time I do something I want to take a picture of it, do that again. That was a once in a lifetime.
Oh man. There's these 3 birds that always just go ahead.
You headed home or you headed to work?
I'm at work, man. I'm cruising the property right meow.
Ah, okay.
Doing my job, sir.
All righty.
I actually, on the way to work, I stopped and filmed the largest. Actually, I think it's the largest mansion in North America. It's not even the largest mansion in Florida. I don't know if you know who Dr. Patel is. You guys know who Dr. Patel is? Massive doctor corporation all over the United States. They're like the most known doctor for everything. The Patel family, and there are so many kids out here right now. The Patel family. No, look. Yeah, that kid did not even look across the street. He just like started walking into my car. Anyways, the Patel family is the largest doctor's name, I think, in the U.S., and they're from India. And he's got so much money that he decided to build this massive mansion that all of his family could stay in. It's not even it's like a summer home mansion, but it's the biggest one I think in North America. And well, so I'm being told. I think it's just Florida. I think there might be a bigger mansion somewhere, but this thing's pretty big, man. It's definitely large, no doubt about it. So, but it's like a summer home. Whenever they're in town, they can just stay in the mansion if you're part of the family. So
Yeah, I saw that come up, but I started my stream. I'll go back and watch it.
yeah, it's a big place. It's still under construction. They've been building it for 4 years now. Really, really intricate designs. I didn't want to get that close for fear somebody might actually be living in there at the time that I'm filming. I'm not trying to cause a, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a nuisance. I didn't want to be flying over the house and, so I just kind of got some aerial shots around it and then went really, really high and kind of got some downward shots. But yeah, I've seen other drone footage a couple of years ago where somebody was flying really close to the building, and I was just like, that's how you get in trouble right there. I'm not trying to do all that.
Yeah, that's not smart.
So, I just got some nice close footage within reason. Safe distance away.
You can see all you need to see from a couple 100 feet up.
Yeah. I got a pretty good idea of what it looked like, how massive the building is. The only thing that I don't like about it is where it's positioned. I don't really like where it's at. I don't know whose smart idea it was to build it on a highway. But man, it is right next to the interstate. There's no sleeping at that house. Not at night. When you see the placement.
Droning, I think the way you build a mansion like that and use it as a summer home is you got money.
Yeah, a lot of money. Absolutely. Yep. I've been wanting to film that building for a couple of years. It's the size of, I don't know. I bet you they put almost as much money into that mansion and the intricate designs that they have that Busch Gardens put into the whole park as a theme park.
Could be.
So it is a massive building with very, very detailed structures. I mean, extremely detailed. When you get close to it, like when you see it from the highway, as you get closer, you realize every stone has a design in it that's different from the other ones. And they're not built that way. They were handmade, I guess. So it's a really incredible building. I'm sure it cost bazillions of dollars to make it. So sharpity-doo million, gazillion, $50 billion,
So what's it along, 4 or 75?
Oh God, it's on 275, I think.
275. Okay, so like a loop.
Yeah, well, there's an off-ramp, on-ramp right there. Like when you see it from the highway, you're gonna go, "Oh my God, why did they build it so close to the highway?" Like I agree, that seems like a really stupid decision, honestly. No quiet, no downtime there, boy. Right on the intersection. Like
I've got a bazillion dollars, but I need cheap land.
Yeah. Well, I think they wanted to build it on the mouth of the river, and that's what they did. Like almost like where the river starts. It's really weird. I didn't even realize that there was a river behind it until after, when I get to a place to take drone footage, I always scout the area first ahead of time to see, what my best shots are going to be. And, I didn't even know there was water back there because it's tree cover all the way down by the highway. So you never get to tell there's water back there. So I don't know how they found that area, but I guess they did. And they bought the end of that land from the state, because I'm assuming that was all state land at one point. And they must have purchased it from the state. They probably offered them buku dollars to buy just the end of that property, to build their mansion on it. So I'm sure the state made a pretty penny off that deal. Anyways, where are you going here, Mazda B100 driver? So, what's in the comment section?
Not much going on. Lots of folks talking about the mansion. People talking about the weather. Droning just went and looked at some Google pics of the mansion and said, "Oh my God,
Yeah, the Patel Mansion.
that's crazy."
It is crazy. It is massive.
Okay, Richard and Janet, have a good one, buddies. Enjoy Orlando.
And though I am neutral in that situation taking place, I have seen some screenshots that I'll be communicating with people that I know that have said some things I'm not too excited about.
Yeah, I understand.
So they'll know who they are when the time comes. You know how I do things, StarCop. If I catch you in a stream, I'm gonna chat with you there. Can't
I hear you.
avoid me. So,
That's okay. I got some interesting things last night.
did you?
Oh yeah, and we'll just leave that at that.
Yeah. I don't have anything against any of these people. So when I see someone says they hate me, I really don't like that at all.
Yeah.
That really jerks my pony around when someone says they hate me.
Well, as far as I'm concerned with this current thing, I don't have a dog in that fight.
I don't either. And that's why I said, but however, there were some screenshots from people that talk to me on a daily that have overstepped their boundaries, I think, and will be talked to about that. So, little overstepping happened.
Yeah, it's sad, but maybe it'll, if they'll just let it die and let it go away, hopefully things can get back to quasi-normal.
Quasi-normal. I haven't heard that in a while. I have not heard
That's
that.
one of them $10 words you find in the thesaurus.
Yeah, on the thesaurus. That's like Cool Whip. Cool Whip.
Cool Whip. Yeah.
Cool Whip.
Stewie can't say Cool Whip.
Yeah, Cool Whip. Stewie, what are you saying, man? It's just Cool Whip. Right, Brian, that's what I'm saying. Cool Whip. No, there's no whip on the end of it. It's just Cool Whip. Right, Cool Whip. How are you even saying it like that? I don't even understand how you're pronouncing it like that. Cool Whip.
Yeah. Yeah, we just need things to get back to normal.
Oh, they will, man.
It just takes time.
Just hope somebody doesn't prod a sleeping dragon, because I know which way that's gonna go if that happens. Yeah. And I know who's gonna survive it too. So just bear that in mind. Dan knows who the survivor will be if poking a sleeping dragon.
Dragons always win.
So there's just certain things. This is my advice to everyone: just drop it and walk it away. Swallow your pride, man, and walk. It's not worth it. It's just not. I don't get it. I didn't have. This is why I stopped doing half the stuff these people are doing now. So I don't have this type of drama in my life anymore. I hated watching the community fall apart when it was around me. It all started with drone therapy, and I'm not afraid to say it. Me and Bill still talk. Me and Bill have managed to make up and be friends. Now, that doesn't mean I'll ever be on Bill's channel again, but we've managed to make up, be friends. There was some real shady stuff happening in the background. There were a lot of people talking behind my back, and I resolved all of that. So anybody else can too. It's not that hard. You just got to sit down and talk to people like a man.
Never say anything behind somebody's back that you're not willing to say straight to their face.
To their face, exactly. And that's why I've always been that way. I'm always willing to call whoever it is out on the spot. Don't ever talk about me behind my back. If you can't say it directly in my face, you shouldn't be saying it. That's rule number one. So, yep, good times. Good times, good times.
Mike, you didn't miss anything. Don't worry about it.
Is that Mike Brooks?
No, it's Philadelphia Mike. I don't know what his last name is. Mike, what's your last name? While you're at it, give me your social.
Yeah, and your checking account. It's all not going to be shared, and it's going to be disclosed information, sir, okay? We're not disclosing it to anybody else, just us. There's only a few eBay purchases I might need to make first, all right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I always love it when they call and say, hey, there's a problem with your account. Could you give us some information and we'll straighten it out? And
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what
Can you?
information do you need? Well, what's your account number? Wait a minute. If there's a problem with my account and you know what my account is, how come you don't have the number already?
Right. Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah. People that fall for that, they deserve to
well,
be hit.
they're fishing for those older folks, man. You
Yeah.
know,
True.
my favorite scam was the guys that called me one day and said, "Oh, Mr. Kali, first of all, you're from India. Uh, I am so and so, and you didn't pay your taxes fully last year, and
Oh
you owe
yeah.
this much, and we've got
I love.
deputies en route to your house to arrest you."
Yeah.
And he's
I've had
talking to a
that one.
freaking deputy, buddy.
Yeah, I've had that one. Those are the best. I love those guys. I will intentionally waste their time though. I will keep them going.
Oh, I ran him for 30 minutes on the phone, crying basically, oh, don't do that to me. What do I have to do? And then I hung up, said, okay, I'll call you back. And I waited 30 minutes and I called him back and told him I had the cards and all this stuff to send
Oh
him his
yeah.
money. And finally, after I'd had enough fun, I just said, listen, asshole, number one, I'm a deputy sheriff. Number two, don't ever call me here again. And number three, the IRS don't call you at home and tell you owe the money. They send you a written notice in the mail.
Oh yeah. That's how it starts, and then the lawyers start contacting you.
Yeah, but they don't call you on the phone and go, hey, could you please pay your taxes?
Yeah, we have a warrant out for your arrest. We just wanted you to know before we come and take you to jail, unless you plan on settling the debt now.
Yeah.
Uh,
I actually told him, go ahead and send your
your
deputy
deputy.
marshals.
Yeah.
Go ahead and send them to my house. They can pick me up right now. I'll be waiting for them at the door. Oh, by the
Yeah.
way, I'll probably have my badge and my 12 gauge because there ain't nobody anywhere near here. The guy's
Send
calling
them
from
my way.
someplace in Pakistan.
Man, how are you
But those are
doing
my favorite.
today? How are you doing today, sir? I am from the IRS, the International Revenue Service, and we would like to tell you that you have a warrant out for your arrest. Are you aware?
Mike says, I think Mike ran his credit to the limit. We can't make any purchases with his stuff.
My favorite thing to do is go onto the scammer website and have a bunch of scammers ready, a bunch of scam. So basically, what these guys do is there's a website where they track down people that are scamming people, and then they give out their bank account numbers and all their stuff from the scammers. And so what people do is when a scammer calls, they take another scammer's card number and they give it to them,
I
and so
love
then they get charged. The scammer is getting scammed by another scammer, and they don't even realize it. It's hilarious. It is the
it.
funniest thing you can do to another scammer.
Yeah, droning. What he wanted me to do was go to Walmart, and I had to get a gift card. They only take
Oh yeah.
$500, and I owed $1,000, so I had to get 2 gift cards. So I hung up the phone, waited 30 minutes, came back, and says, "Okay, I got the gift cards."
Yeah. Yeah.
I
This one
ran that
says,
guy to the hilt.
yeah. This card says go F yourself, right? And then I picked this one up at Target. It says stick it where the sun don't shine. And the numbers are, you know, yeah. Yeah, I've done that. They're fun. They're fun. I love messing with those guys. I normally perform what I call the red lawnmower because that's just exciting no matter what you do to a scammer. And you got to do it really, really like sincerely. You got to, when they call you, hello, is this Daniel Sampson? No, this is Bob's Mufflers. Oh, is Daniel there? No, this is Bob. Oh, hello, Bob. How are you doing today? So now they've switched altogether. They don't care they're not talking to Daniel. They're willing to talk to Bob, right? So then they go, then they go, well, hello, Bob. I just want you to know that we're doing this international sweepstakes thing about blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, that's great. Well, I'll tell you what. As soon as someone comes and buys this red lawnmower, then maybe I'll have the money to buy what you need. So are you going to purchase my red lawnmower? You know? And then I just carry on for the next half hour about how I can't buy it unless I sell the red lawnmower. And then I'll act like and then I'll put them on mute and act like I'm taking calls about the red lawnmower. And then I'll come back into the call and I'll be like, oh man, that guy, he was really thinking about buying the lawnmower. I almost had your money to purchase it, man. Just wait another 10 minutes and I think I might have a purchaser. Oh, hold on. I got another call come in. Nope. He was looking for an orange lawnmower. I got a red one. That's not going to work. Oh gosh, they're fun to play with. I love messing with scammers.
Yeah, they
They do
finally
it.
stopped calling here for a while.
Did they?
Yeah, I haven't had one in over a year, so I kind of miss them.
Yeah, I know. It does get lonely when the scammers stop calling you, doesn't it? Oh well.
I'll tell you though, it's the old people they go after that piss me off.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that will fall for that.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that can least afford it.
Sure. I know. It is the worst, man. They're living on basically whatever their retirement fund is for the rest of their life, you know?
I just hope I don't ever get that senile.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, it's getting pretty good. Even Metro PCS, the little crappy company that I have, they're pretty good about things, man. When a deceptive phone call comes in, it says most likely a scammer. You know, and oh, cool. And you just throw it away. Bye. You know, but
You
if I'm
haven't had
feeling
one for
really,
2 months?
huh?
I'm sorry, Northwest. I'll give you a call if you want.
So when they call, I'll say stupid shit. I'll be like, "Yo, welcome to the U.S. black market. What can I help you buy?" You know, we have bombs, guns, whatever you need. We got it. Chinese throwing stars, big popular item. Let me tell you.
I think the next time they call from the IRS, I'm going to go, what? I didn't pay my taxes last year? Or I paid some taxes last year? That's funny. I haven't paid my taxes in 10 years.
Where you get your information, buddy?
Yeah. Your information must not be too good because I didn't pay any of my taxes last year.
Brother, I'm homeless and I live under a bridge.
Oh, that would be so much fun.
It would be good times, that's for sure. Good times. I can't wait to find out if I'm off tomorrow. I have no plans to do any hobby stuff tomorrow. I hate to say that. I got no plans. None whatsoever. I just want to go spend time with the girlfriend and go
There you
have fun
go.
on my day off. You know?
Droning, what were you going to charge for her?
What's that?
He says he offered one to buy his wife.
Oh. If you really want to get raunchy with them when they call, just be like, wacky wandoms, condoms, one size fits all. What's your sexual pleasure?
We never got that bad.
Oh, man, see, I mess with them. I don't care. Dan's Roadkill Service, you kill it, grill it. Where'd you
Yep.
hit it? Where's it at? Mm-hmm. Ooh, your car's smoking, sir. Ooh, you may want to get those rings looked at.
One of my favorites that we used to use a lot was City Morgue. You stab them, we slab them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that changed along the lines. It went City Morgue, you shoot them, we deliver.
Our current coroner, I still can't vote for the man when he comes up for election. The first year he
No.
got elected, I had a suicide, and I got there. I called for the coroner. He shows up in his work truck from his plumbing business and didn't even bring a body bag. We had to borrow one from the mortuary.
Really?
Yes, and he's the freaking coroner.
That's crazy.
And then the next time we had a person that, now I got to think of the name of the cause of death. When you bleed, when you drown in your own blood, pulmonary edema. And
Ah,
we had a victim of ammonium hydroxide poisoning who died of a pulmonary edema. He says, "You can't say that." I says, "Why not?" I says, "He's bleeding out of his ears, his nose, his eyes, and his mouth. There's only one thing that can cause that much aspiration of blood, and that's pulmonary edema." "No, I got to order an autopsy." I says, "Go ahead. I can tell you right now what the results are going to be, buddy." And sure enough, because in here they don't have to be a doctor, they're elected.
right.
You know, whoever runs gets to be one. And he sent away. Autopsies are expensive in Alabama, and the cause of death came back: pulmonary edema.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I'm so tired, man. I slept pretty well.
You've been staying
Actually,
up late.
well, yeah, that's true. Can't help it. Can't help it. I'm on break, man. I'm taking a little break. All those 3DR videos done wore me out, man. That's
Oh,
because,
somebody wants to know. Someone wants to know how's your Ford.
well, it's running pretty good when it's cool out. I don't know what the deal is with it, man. It's a very touchy vehicle, but I'll tell you what. These past couple days when it cooled off, it's run the best it ever has. And I'm wondering if maybe the radiator is probably not good in the car anymore. A radiator can be perfectly fine, but not work properly anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
it does what it's supposed to, but for some reason it just won't keep the car cool anymore. And I was watching Scotty Kilmer's channel. I love that guy, very good mechanic. Scotty was like, even though they still pump pressure and they do their thing, some of these things just wear out and they just stop keeping the engine cool. Sometimes best is to replace the thermostat. I think that's where I'm heading with this. I don't know, man. It just seems to me that the car runs really decent when it's not hot out. And when it gets hot, man, it seems like it's off. The timing is off or something. But as of the past 2 days, it's run the best it ever has in this cool weather. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is something, heat related with the vehicle.
When I was a young officer in Germany, one of our senior officers had a Jaguar, and it kept overheating on him. And it was not quite, it wasn't summer in Germany, so, but it wasn't super hot or super cold. I said, have you checked the thermostat? He goes, the what? I said, the thermostat, bud. And I says, come here. See that right there? That little thing right there on the top of the engine block? Let's pull that off and pull out the thermostat. I said, you can run it without one, and it'll stay cool. It won't boil over on you. But we'll put this in a pan of water and see if it still works. It didn't work no more. It was frozen shut. It's amazing he didn't blow the engine, man.
Yeah, but I replaced my thermostat housing and put a whole new thermostat in it. So the thermostat housing that I got came with a new thermostat. So, I'm also not reading hot. Like the engine's not reading hot. It's reading normal temperatures, but it does seem to be a bit weird. Now, I know that mine can't fail. It's not a normal sensor. It's not actually reading 180, 150 degrees. The Ford Focuses do this really weird thing where they have what's called a head temperature, right? And what it does is it's a long valve that gets stuck into the back of the head and then screwed in. And it's got a thermostat, and it keeps track of how hot the head is getting. See? So if the head gets too hot, then it'll start to bring up the whatever temperature gauge, whatever you want to say. But it always rides right in the middle. But I still think it's getting hot. Even though the thermostat thing is working properly, I still think the fluid is hot enough that it's still causing an issue.
Could be.
So 2 days now, it's just run flawlessly.
So now it's time to get the Honda going.
Yeah, no, we're working on it, man. Actually, what I was going to do is finish the Ford and then sell it. Take the money and go buy a cruise for me and her.
There you go.
Go on like a 5-day cruise. 1 day on the ship, get off, spend 4 days on the island, get back on the ship, come back.
You're in the right area to do it.
Oh, yeah. Man, cruises are cheap here, man. It's like $250 a person. It's cheap. Cheap. Well, you still got to pay court, or port costs and taxes and fuel. And so by the time you're done, it's really like more like, I don't know, $400 a person. So you're still looking at around $800, But I'd say that's cheap. $800 for 5 days on a cruise liner. Plus, you get to stay in Mexico, so you can choose to stay on the island or you can choose to stay in your quarters on the boat. Problem with staying on the boat is that it's cool, and obviously you paid for it, so you probably want to do that instead of getting a hotel in Mexico. But at the same time, it sucks because they only send the boat to the shore back and forth until a certain time. So once you're stuck on the boat after 10 o'clock, you can't. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
That makes sense. So like 10 o'clock, if you're on the island after 10, well, it looks like you get a hotel for the night.
Yeah, I can understand that a little bit.
They don't want to send a boat back and forth all night.
It's like when we used to lock the BOQ up at midnight in Germany. If you got back after midnight, you weren't getting in the queue. Well, yeah, right. Somebody will wake up and get you, but you're not getting him any other way, or somebody inside let you in.
Yeah. So we thought about Mexico, taking a cruise over to Mexico. I've never been. And as far as I know, it doesn't require a passport to go. So
don't drink the water.
No. All we drink is bottled water, man. Even at our house, that's all we drink.
I like my well.
Yeah, we used to have well water back in Michigan. Oh, he wants me to dab on him again? Oh.
I tell you, we almost didn't get this house because the VA is who I had to go through. And I didn't even know there was city. We're 9 miles outside of town. Who would think there was city water supply out here?
Right.
But the VA came in and said, you can't buy the house until you get hooked to the city water supply. So that's the only thing I got to do. Oh, yeah. So $2,000 later, they paid $1,000, we paid $1,000. We got hooked to the supply. When the hurricane came through and we lost power for 3 days, I used 3 days worth of water and then turned it back off. And I didn't even use enough to raise the bill. I didn't even exceed the monthly allotment for $13.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So it's there when I need it, if I absolutely have to have it, but we don't use it. I like my well.
Like my well water.
That's it, buddy.
That's a big truck there, boy. It's pretty clean. Not bad for a K5. Never got into the whole mudding. I went mudding when I was a lot younger, but I don't get into mudslinging now. Then again, I'm a lot older now. I don't really see the appeal for breaking my car every time I go out to the mud pit. You ever go mudding there, Star?
Not anymore. I hunted. My last hunting was in Germany in the 90s.
Hunting? No, not hunting. Mudding.
Oh, no.
Mudslinging trucks
No.
through mud. No, never got into it.
I think a lot of people do it. There's a bog up in the north end of my county where they'll actually do mud races at night and whatnot.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a lot of fun.
It's fun to go watch, but man, I used to do it, and it's just expensive, man. You break your truck almost every time you go out. You know, it just got old, I think. Once I was like 23, 24, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. It's too much. Tires are too expensive, blowing drive shafts all the time, twisting components, putting in suspension. Constant thing when you own a mud truck, man. Something's always down. Burn up the tranny after replace the transmission.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toys. Boys and their toys. My next adventure is going to be a boat, man. I don't even care if it's a little jet ski. Just something to take out on the water with the girlfriend. Feel like a two-seater, man. Just cruise. And
Man,
maybe later on.
Sea-Doos have come a long way.
Yeah, they have. Except I prefer the original old school jet skis, man. I don't like the new ones. The V-Haul is different. They changed the bottom of the boats. You used to be able to do some really cool stunts with the old school jet skis. Right? It's because of the hull design. But it was dangerous. So most of the Sea-Doos that you have now have a fin going down the center. Like that's the way they shape them is in a V-Haul, right? And the old ones used to have that, but they were kind of rounded too, which was really cool because it allowed you to do super snakes and slide across the water sideways and do a whole bunch of stuff you're not really supposed to be able to do. You know what I'm saying? Based on physics. And so if you buy any of the new jet skis, man, they're more designed to carve through the water than they are to slip or, you know, bounce or civic tricks. So I don't know, man. It's like, you remember when four-wheelers and three-wheelers were a big thing? Three-wheelers were a lot of fun, but they were super dangerous. And so then they just decided four-wheelers is the way to go, so they just quit producing three-wheelers altogether. It's kind of what they did with jet ski. Those original hauls were the best, man, for stunts and tricks. Because they had so many injuries and deaths and ridiculousness that they decided to change the haul, and then it became basically a law that you're not allowed to do the old round hauls anymore. People would sand them down to make them even slicker, and you can't do that anymore.
Flying Canuck says howdy.
Howdy. So, yeah, I'll show you, man. I want an old wave blaster, little tiny jet ski, man. I would love to get my hands on a wave blaster. They were very light, and you could stick all the way up to like a 750 under them. And it was like a miniature jet ski, but man, they would scream across the water, and they were perfect for stunts. Little stunt jet skis were amazing.
We down to 4, bud.
Oops, you cut out really bad. What's that?
I said we're down to 4 viewers. We were up to 8 at one time.
Yeah,
guess it must be dinner time.
Our conversation has become boring for him. We're not talking drone stuff.
Well, but I'm going to shut it down. I appreciate you coming on. Enjoy talking to you. I really do.
All good.
It's always nice to talk to a level-headed person.
Hey, I try. I don't fight anymore, man. Those days are behind me.
Okay, well, you have a good one. Thanks for coming in.
All right, bro. Later.
Everybody that's still here, thank you for coming in. Beyond, I'm just shutting down. I got to get me some supper. But I do appreciate you coming in, big guy. Y'all have a blessed night. And if there's any streams on tonight, I'll probably try and make them. But if not, I'll see y'all in the morning. Sorry, Beyond. I got to go. Got to eat. Need substance. Oh, I'm sorry, Rose. She's fun. I probably didn't see it. Chat's so small. I have a hard time reading it. I apologize if he didn't sit to say hello. But I did ask him about how the Ford was doing. And I told him it was you that was asking. So anyway, you guys have a blessed one. Take care. StarCvop out.